How did you both know that you were supposed to be with each other?
What is going on, family? Listen, this is Patrick Harrington with his wife, her husband.
I am Shamika, his wife.
And I am Patrick, her husband. If you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing. Make sure you hit the like button, comment, and hit the notification bell when we drop brand new videos. So today we're going to pull questions from a hat, really a bowl. We asked several people to send in questions that we would answer on the channel. If you want to send in your questions, you can do so as well to his wife, her husband, 97@gmail.com. Again, his wife, her husband, 97@gmail.com. We will not tell who's sending the questions, so you will remain anonymous, except to us. But please do so. Again, send those questions to his wife, her husband, 97. So now, drum roll, please.
At gmail.com.
Yeah, at gmail.com.
Patrick is on coffee.
I am.
He is. Okay.
Come on, drum roll. Pick the question. You're gonna pick it.
Okay, I'm picking it.
You have to do that.
I wanted some.
Go ahead.
Going in. Pause. And the question how did you both know that you were supposed to be with each other?
Okay.
I knew it when Patrick walked on. Oh, I said, oh, that's mine
So,
for
go
life.
ahead. Now, for real, when did you really know that we were supposed to be together?
Oh, did I know we were supposed to be together? I don't know. I just knew. Like I can remember. Like I want to say it was our first or second date. Our first.
Wasn't the first date?
Our first date. This joke.
No.
He don't
Let's
need to airport.
They're not asking that.
Alright. But the second date, the first date, I can't remember. I get the mixed up. But anyway, I was getting ready to go out with Patrick, and I told my mom, I was like, "That's my husband." I knew it.
Right.
I just knew. I knew. Look.
So what was it that made you, like, what was going on? Like, what happened? Did you have a dream? Like, what was going on that made you say?
I didn't have a dream.
This was.
I think it was the fact that you were just settled. I just knew that I was supposed to be like, I didn't want to be with anybody else.
Okay.
I just wanted to be with you.
So for me,
but there was no angels, no angelic voices, no voice from heaven saying, "Here's the one." Like, no, really, you go through a life together.
So I won't say that it was anything that made me know. It was just a decision that I made. So I give you this story. We were actually living together, and we weren't married. And she came home from work. Was it from work?
Sure did.
Where'd you come home from?
From work.
Okay.
I'm asking. What up?
She came home from work, and she came home. She said, "Listen," she saw a billboard that said, "What will you be doing when Jesus come back?" Something like that. And here's her statement. I'm gonna actually give a statement. She said, "Hey, look."
I was walking home from work. I can remember it vividly. Let me chime in.
Okay, go ahead.
I was walking home from work. I was working at a spa downtown, and we were living downtown.
That's right.
And when I was walking back then, that's how long ago it was. Back then, they used to tag buildings, like skateboarders used to tag buildings, and the tag said, "What will you be doing when Jesus returns?" I was like, "Oh no, life got to get right." And I went in that house and I told Patrick, I said, "Look, I love you, but I don't love you enough to go to hell for you. Either I go back home or you go back home. We can stay together, but we can't do this without being married." Now he gonna give you the
but she did say either one of us got to move out or we got to get married. That was the question. We either gonna move out, we got to get married. She said, because I don't want to. She said, I don't want to. I ain't gonna do that. I'm not gonna say that. basically she didn't want to come home. She didn't want, like, if the sky cracked and Christ came back and we were in uncompromising positions. We were in uncompromising positions and not married. She's just like, this is not working. So me, and at the point, like, cause truly, I wasn't really like, I don't know.
This is
because
what
I really wasn't
said.
saved. Like I grew up in church, but I didn't grow up with God. That's so good. I like that one. I grew up in church, but I didn't grow up with God. You know what I'm saying? That was not a real personal relationship with Christ, but you know, it's just, I knew church, you know, like most people do now. They know church, you know what I'm saying? And my statement, though I didn't have a real relationship with Christ, and at that time I was kind of in my mind going back and forth between, do I do Islam, do I do Christianity? I was still on that kind of tip a little bit. And this is what I told her. I said, well, listen, whatever we're gonna go through Christ, we're gonna make it work. And that was just it. So what
That was the second thing he said. The first thing he said was, I'm waiting on you. You the one who want all this wedding stuff. He did say that. Because we were trying to save up so we can have a big wedding so everybody could celebrate.
So that was like, it's funny thing, that was Thursday. I think that was Thursday, right? Because it took a week.
Yeah, it was a Thursday, and then I think we got married on Wednesday.
Tuesday or Wednesday. But that Thursday she came home, that Wednesday, Thursday she came home, she said, listen, this is not going to work. You know, we're going to do something about it.
Friday, we went and got the license.
We went and got the license. Her mom knew a judge. The judge married us by Tuesday or Wednesday, and we've been on and popping since then. And so for me, again, it wasn't like it was supposed to be. It was just, I didn't want to. So for me, I didn't want to keep going through it no more.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do the, you know, where you been and who you lying to and all that kind of stuff. I just didn't want to do. I wanted to settle down. So for me, it was something within that's so good, because if you're not settled within yourself, if you're not settled, then there's no way you can settle. And I don't mean settle with, settle for less, but settle down with someone. So for me, it wasn't like, the stars line up.
Right? The search was over. He was resolved.
I was done.
He was satisfied.
I remember. So again, to answer the question, I think I already answered and say it again. I made a decision. I was definite. That's because we're reading Think and Grow Rich. I was definite of purpose that this is what I want. And so I laid all the chips on the table. Is that how it goes? I put it all in, and I said, this is it. This is what I want to do. This is the person. Now, this is the person that I want to do it with. Oh, you got to listen, because there weren't any signs that made me not trust her. Y'all got to get that, because I don't want you to be like, well, I'm ready to, and this is the person I want to be. But there are signs that are saying, this is not the person. Mm-hmm. Pay attention to the red flags. I'm telling you, pay attention to the red flags. One of the red flags I always give women is that, and nowadays really guys too, if a person does this as if they're gonna hit you, at some point they're gonna swing back through. All right. So you gotta pay attention to all those little signs. For me, there were no signs that this wasn't gonna work, and so I made a decision. I was definitely a purpose. I made a decision, and I went all in, and I did everything I could. So when we tell people do all you can, I gave everything I could. Mm-hmm. God forbid that something happened, I can say I gave everything I could to make sure that the relationship and the marriage work to death do us part.
And you know something else too? It's a peace that's there. Like, like if you have to force it, then it's no. If you have to convince, then it's no.
Right.
If it's hey, I thought about this, what you think about this? Oh yeah, then that's your piece. Yeah. Like you don't have to coach or coax. I think that's the word.
Yeah.
You don't have to do a lot of persuading, and you don't have to do a lot of finagling. Yeah. You don't have to do a lot of explaining. You just know. You just have a piece about it. Because again, we were not where we are now in our faith, but looking back, we just knew.
Right.
You just knew. Like we had been through a lot together, and it's like it's supposed to be.
So in other words, pay attention to the tension. I think Andy Stanley did a
That's good.
sermon.
Pay attention to the tension.
If
That's
you're
true.
trying to decide whether or not the person you're with, this is who you want to be with, pay attention to the tension
Amen.
that's going on. Like, is it something that I can deal with for the rest of my life? You know?
And how they handle those conflicts before marriage. Because remember, all marriage is going to do is magnify it.
Correct.
You know, it ain't no getting out. Like that, it's going to be fully exposed, really.
Right.
And so if you know you fall on hard times while you all are dating or engaged, and your spouse is, I mean, you know, whoever the person is, the fiance, the significant other, right? If they are not handling helping you handle the situation healthy or positively, 9 times out of 10 they're not gonna do it. Right. Then, like some of their habits are already established. You can see some character stability or instabilities. It's gonna show up.
One thing I see a lot is a lot of people are chasing that first high in the relationship. You know, they keep going off of what happened when they first got together, and you can see that, okay, maybe I missed it. And so they allow their emotions to get in the way of making sound judgment based on a relationship. And so it's like, yeah, but he wasn't always like that way, you know, or she wasn't always like that way. And if that's the case, then it takes some major counseling to be done before you say I do. And again, pay attention to the tension. You know, when I'm down, how does this person treat me? If I am not where they are, but if I make a move that elevates me above them, what's the body language? How they treat me at that point too? Because both of those are significant times where you can tell whether or not a person is really for you in those situations. So for her, it was different. For me, it wasn't I knew it was I made a decision. I can say this. Let me say
for making a decision.
Okay, turn. So it wasn't.
Yeah.
So let me say this. Maybe I knew after time, I realized that she was a person that was ride or die. You feel what I'm saying? And it wasn't a lot of fluff. I could trust her character. And so it's, okay, wait a minute, I can trust her character. She's beautiful.
Cause he did do a background check.
Oh yeah. Listen,
foolish.
Real talk. There's not really a background check. No, real talk. I asked around before I decided to pursue her, because I wanted to make sure. Because again, I'm at a point where I want to settle down. I don't want to do this anymore. And here's this woman. Here's this woman who comes in my life where she wasn't even really a woman yet. You know what I'm saying? I made a woman. Listen. So it was kind of like, whoa, let me figure out what's going on. And so after a while, listen, you do not lie to yourself. That's what I want. Don't deceive yourself based on the emotion you have. Look at the facts about what's going on with this person. Are they really, pay attention to those signs. Don't ignore the signs because of your feelings. That'll get you hurt in the long run in a lot of ways.
That's a big nugget.
Okay. Are we done?
I think so.
All right. So, but send in your questions to his wife, her husband, 97 at gmail.com. Again, his wife, her husband, 97 at gmail.com. Until then, thank you. We love you. Take care.